Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and today I'm creating a fabulous fluid art painting with some of my favorite metallic colors. Right, so I'm going to start off with white, and I've got some Amsterdam in white, beautiful white, and then we need some black. I've got some oxide black, Amsterdam oxide black, ready to go. Amsterdam in bronze. This is one of my absolute favorite colors. I love this color. Look how glorious it is. Amsterdam in copper, which is a similar beautiful metallic tone, just a little bit more deeper, more orangey. We have to have that. And what about the Amsterdam in pewter? Have a look at this color. Absolutely fabulous. Very metallic. Beautiful color, not quite silver, not gold. This one is pewter. Then I've got some Amsterdam in graphite. This is a fascinating color, and I haven't actually used it before in a poured painting. It's like the lead of your lead pencil, which is graphite. Very metallic and a stunning deep gray color. So let's see how that looks. I've got some Liquitex in the iridescent white. Now that's also one of my favorite colors because the pearlescent in the white is absolutely beautiful and it matches so well with the other paints. Then I have some Liquitex in the bronze, and look how different this bronze is compared to the Amsterdam bronze. That's what I love about these different metallic colors. The different brands have different tones to them, and when they're put together, they're going to look amazing. Last of all, I've got some silver in the Reeves brand. It's a beautiful metallic paint. Gotta have a little bit of silver. Now, I may not use all of these paint colors. I'm not sure. I just wanted to mix them all up because I want to have a play with the metallics, and I'm going to try a few different paintings in a few different techniques, and let's see how different the paintings turn out depending on what techniques we're using. Now, let's have a look at the pouring medium. My pouring medium, I've mixed with the paint roughly 1 to 3, 1 part paint, 3 parts pouring medium, depending on the pigment and the brand. They do differ slightly. They're not all perfectly the same, but we'll see how it turns out. Now for the pouring medium, I'm using Floetrol. I live in New Zealand, so I have the Australian Floetrol. That's the only one I use for all of my mixes, and the swipe mix as well. I've got some of the paints mixed with the Liquitex pouring medium, half and half with the Floetrol, some of them with the Atelier pouring medium, again half and half. And then when I ran out of both of those, which is so boring, I pulled out this one, Byron B Jazz Art pouring medium. No idea really what it's like, never used it before. I am working through a series of 9 different pouring mediums, trying them, experimenting them with them, seeing how they work in the paintings. It's all a bit of a test and an experiment. Now, when I brushed this out on my test sheet, it did seem a little thin. It is a cheaper brand of the pouring mediums, and you can tell it doesn't have the thickness or elasticity like the Liquitex does, and it definitely doesn't have the same kind of consistency that the Atelier has. These two are my favorite brands so far, but I've put it in one of the paints. We can only try. If it doesn't work, well, I can fix it. But I am really enjoying experimenting with the pouring mediums, trying the different brands to see which ones I like the most. See, you can see how watery it is. Yeah, not impressed. Even though it's cheaper, I don't know that it will be worth it. It better not crack. So I think I'll start, of course, with my favorite color. And my idea is to create a few puddles in the middle, and then I'm thinking I'd really like to add the black as a negative space around the beautiful earthy metallic tones. I think I might maybe wreck the puddles. I'm definitely adding a swipe. That is for sure. Now, do I want to maybe add double puddles? So what about a color inside the puddle, like some metallic pearl inside the pewter. That could be good. And I love the different shades of the bronze. Oh, just beautiful. Still liking the double puddle idea, so let's add a little pewter into the bronze. And where is my beautiful copper? We definitely need some of this rather fascinating graphite color, and perhaps a little white to lighten things up. What have I missed out? Oh, how about some silver? Now we'll add some black around the outside. Oh, these colors are looking beautiful. I love metallic colors. Do I want to maybe wreck some of the puddles? Ooh, maybe I do. A little blast of my heat gun. Let's run a fork through the puddles. Actually, it's a comb, but it looks like a fork. We'll run that through just to wreck the puddles a little, give them a bit of a different shape. Oh, these colors. Now, I was very excited about putting a swipe on it, so I think I'm going to have to do that. A couple of my colors are not as thick as the others, so that's going to be interesting to watch it move. I really don't mind if things aren't perfect, because it creates different textures, it makes different techniques work in a different way, and then you get, yes, a different painting in the end. Ooh, whoa, this is looking fabulous. Yes, okay, I'll put a swipe across it. I've just almost got it to the edge. Loving the swirly patterns of the comb through. Gotta love a good comb over. Right, so how are we looking? Not too bad. Now I have some oxide black with the Australian Floetrol for my swipe mix. So let's put that across. Where do we want to go? Do I want to break up that section there? Thinking maybe I do. So let's start here and run over here and just break up that section. Maybe we'll come down this side like that. It's got some really nice flowing lines. I don't want to add too much to it because I really like the composition that it is. Let's turn it around this way. That swipe's getting some nice cell action. Now, I seem to have missed the corner there, so I need to fix that. We'll put a bit of silver over that edge. Got to have the edges covered. And then this edge here, we just need a little bit of black to fix this edge. And I'm thinking perhaps we could add a swipe in this corner. Just there. That'll make that a lot more interesting. Maybe just a little swipe on the bottom edge here. Just like that. Perhaps we'll give it another tilt, but really it's not going to need too much more to it because I'm loving the colors, the composition's working well. I might just stretch it out a little, create some of the lacing with those swipes. The colors are just beautiful. They make me happy. And that's what it's all about. I'm loving that it's got bigger shapes on it. I just really like that. It's got less busy texture and lots more shapes. And I'm loving it. I think I like it around this way. Have a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Love the patterns of the lacing. It's a little collapsed in there because I kept moving it, but I do like that texture. A whole heap of random cells are popping up. That's a whole lot of fun. I wonder if that's because we did double puddles and then the density of the paint changes with the one underneath. I'm liking it. The metallic white through there I love, or that could be the silver. I'm not sure, but the colors are beautiful. I really like the organic flow. I find curves and flows like that to be a lot softer rather than hard, sharp angles. And right now, that's what I'm enjoying with the paintings, is the flow and movement. Yes, okay. I think I'm just going to leave it now, see how it dries. I really hope it doesn't crack because I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I moved the first painting and cleaned up the table, and I scraped the drippings into this pot here, which is very exciting. I love using what I call the table mix for different kinds of experiments. Sometimes I put it on the outside of the painting. Sometimes it'll be the base. It just depends on what I feel like doing. Now we're going to do a straight pour, I think. What do I want in first? Probably my favorite. So I'm thinking, let's fill the jug up, pour it on with the same colors, and let's see how different it looks using a different technique. So I'm going to put in all the same colors. I'm going to maybe sit them on top of each other, but not getting too pedantic about that, because I would like some of them to sync and create some different cell action. So I've got the bronze, the graphite, the white pearl, the Liquitex bronze. I'm putting in some of the pewter, maybe some of this white. Now I think the white paint was a different pouring medium again, because it's created a real chalky kind of texture on the last painting, which is fascinating. And yes, let's see if we can get some kind of reaction happening with that. What haven't I put in? Oh, we need some copper. Now, do I have enough? Not sure. But we'll give this a go and see how it's going to look. It is all fun. I personally love experimenting. Oh, I haven't put in any silver. So it'll be fun to see how it looks with the same colors, but using a different technique. All right, let's finish it with the graphite. Fantastic. Maybe just one more of this really weird chalky white. I'll have to look up my notes and see what I mixed it with, because it definitely wasn't something I usually use. Now, here's my fabulous jug of endless possibilities. Look how cool it looks. It's just beautiful. Right, so let's go. Look at that. Isn't it fabulous? See that white color? I think that one's got the American Floetrol in, because I only had a little bit of it left, and I'm pretty sure I mixed it with the white. So it's reacting. Oh, look at these colors. I love experimenting. I think this is a great idea to use the same colors with a different technique and see how that responds. Do we want to swirl it, or we just want it straight? I'm going with the straight. Now some of the other colors are coming out. That is really fun. I think I'll just keep pouring so that it reaches right across the canvas. Oh, now the bronzes are coming out. Beautiful. Might push it over there a little bit. Maybe we'll swirl the last of it. Yes. Look at that. That is a whole lot of fun. Oh man, I'm loving it. Just loving that. Righto, stop getting carried away. Now I really want to use my table mix, so I'm going to put it in the corners. It's a beautiful metallic-y colour, so that when I stretch it out, I don't have to stretch all the way to those edges. It's going to look so different to the first painting, just because we're using a completely different technique to put the paint on. I do really like having a lot of space in the paintings. I don't like them totally covered in too much texture. And the first one I'm absolutely loving. It's sitting over the side over there and it's looking just beautiful. My lacing kind of collapsed, I think. That's the only problem when you're experimenting with different pouring mediums and you've got different pouring mediums in the paint. Sometimes it can kind of have weird reactions, but yeah, you can't let that worry you. You don't know what you're going to get. Look at this beautiful metallic. It's like the graphite color. That's beautiful color. Nice deep gray. So let's just push that around to the sides so they get a good coverage. Then we'll give it a tilt. See what it's going to do. It's got some cells popping up. Or maybe I'll put the heat gun on it, which helps to encourage those cells. Pops all the bubbles. Righto, let's see what we can do with this. I don't really want just a big round blob in the center. That's a little boring. So I am going to stretch it out and see what it does. The colors didn't separate because they were all in that one jug. So yeah, that's not as exciting, but it's got some pretty cool cell action happening. Don't mind those shapes. What's making it do that? No idea, actually. Oh, no, I don't think I had any enamel in that white, but I'm a little suspicious now. Maybe my container had the wrong lid on it because it said white. But looking at this, it's looking like, oh, why don't we just leave it like that? It looks like it's got the enamel in the paint, you know, like using it for the cloud mix, when you do the cloud mix pour, because I was experimenting with that the other week. And I'm pretty sure it was in a different container, but that's what it's looking like. Yes, I'm pretty convinced now when you're looking at this that there was a smidgen of the cloud mix in that tub of white paint. Oh man, that's pretty funny. I'm loving this up the top there. I'm leaving that because I really love that negative space there. Well, that's just hilarious. Okay, that mix of white had a little bit of enamel in it. And that's why it reacted to the other painting as well. But it looks stunning. I don't want to do anything else to it. I'm just going to fix the top section because I didn't really do it neat enough because I was just going to run the paint over it, but it looks so stunning as like a landscape composition that I'm leaving it. I just need to flatten it out a bit with what's left of the paint, which isn't much, because I'd like to get it a little more even. Across there, doesn't quite make it. Well, we could mix it with some black, I suppose. That's the pewter color, so we could mix it with that. That's the other pewter color. Let's do that. Alrighto. Because I have to have it on the sides. It just didn't quite make it because I didn't plan to leave it there. I planned to run the paint over it, but it looks so darn nice. I'm going to have to leave it there. That's really funny. Okay, I've used some of my cloud mix clearly in that white paint. That's what you get for not reading your labels properly. Oh, well, it turned out all right, don't you think? I think it's rather beautiful. All right, well, that's fixed the sides. I'm much happier with that. Let's have a look at our fabulous unexpected cloud pour. That is beautiful. I love it. Not touching it. I'm leaving it as it is. It looks like a fabulous landscape because of our section at the top there. And what do you know? Ta-da, ta-da. You just never quite know what's gonna happen in the studio. Have a look at my accidentally beautiful painting. So I found the lid of the white, which here's the pot here, right? That's the white that I was using. And I found the lid, which I didn't pay enough attention to in the beginning. It's Amsterdam white. I've used US Floetrol and gel medium gloss. And then down the bottom it says pearl mix. Like, hello, you really should read your notes properly. It ended up being a beautiful cloud pour painting with a pearl mix in the paint, which I didn't realize was in there. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And the first painting has a little bit of chalky reaction. See this chalky reaction? That's what's in the first painting, which made me think it was the US Floetrol, but hello, it's not. It's the pearl mix. Read your notes. Anyway, I'm pretty excited, as you can hear, because I love it. I'm really glad I left that top section like that. I'm going to hang it vertical like this because to me it looks like a landscape with all of this under the earth. Thinking the colors are working really well. You can see it's got a lot of the copper and the bronze. I don't know what happened to the other colors, but it's beautiful. I love it. I'm really happy. The sides have flowed over nicely. They're looking all good. I'm going to leave it here to dry. Hope it doesn't crack. Can't wait to show you how both of these paintings dry up. A look at how beautiful the paintings have dried up. Both of them look absolutely fabulous. Look at the metallic colors. You can see the glorious shine. I'm loving the way the bronze and the copper comes through there. That looks great. And the pearl white and the silver. All of the colors work really well. I love this textured element through here. Now it's got a real kind of chalky texture in this area, and that's because I had some of the satin enamel in with the white and completely forgot that I had done that. I had tipped a bit into the white paint. I was going to experiment with a pearl pour, completely forgot that I put it in there, didn't read my lid, of course, didn't check my notes of what the paint mix was, but it's worked out really beautifully. So that's the secret ingredient that's created all this texture in here, which I think's really great. And down here as well, there's a couple of little scratchy bits, but nothing to really worry about. The composition's beautiful, and I really love the way these colors have flowed together. It's even got some really unique type cells happening in different places, in there and there. Some of the lacing across there didn't hold so well, but it was a bit of a mix of paint. Overall, I love the painting. I'm going to give it a gloss up probably in another couple of weeks, making sure it's completely dry and all of that air has come out from underneath the different paints. I'm really happy with it, and it's going to look beautiful on the wall. The second painting looks just as beautiful. I absolutely love the Amsterdam bronze that's in it. You can see the glorious metallic shine through there. I love the composition at the top with the deep dark space up there and the look of that shape. It looks like something that's beneath the surface, underground, hidden almost. This section here, you can see all of this beautiful texture. There's a few little tiny surface cracks on there, but I don't mind it too much because it's kind of adding to that textured feel. It's very chalky. There must be a whole density of the satin enamel in this section here. It looks beautiful. I'm really happy with the painting. I'm going to give it a good varnish up. I think it was a whole lot of fun. It was kind of hilariously funny that I'd forgotten about the satin enamel and created a beautiful cloud ball. Accidentally, of course. But isn't that so much fun when you're creating art? You don't quite know where it's going to head or how it's going to turn out. And that really is the magic and the energy of creativity. So happy with both of them. Going to varnish them. They're going to look stunning when they're all finished and hanging. And it's been a whole lot of fun. Thanks for joining me today. Wasn't that a whole lot of fun? It actually turned out better than I expected. You'll find more info in the description under the video if you want to know what I'm using, where I get it from, or there's more information on my website, FroyleArt.com. So I'll see you next time in the studio.